So, good afternoon, everyone. We may start the session now. So, there is a little bit information for all of you. Yesterday, we faced some audio clarity issue. So, sir will brief yesterday's session for all of you in just 10 to 15 minutes. Then we will proceed for the second day content. So I will make everyone in the panelist link so that they can ask their queries in between also the session if they want to know something related to that tricks and tips or whatever the examples we will give them. So is it okay to you if they will ask the any kind of queries in between the session, whatever you will make them understand. So your voice is okay. Okay, so then I have already given you the presenters, right? Okay.
Yep.
So you can share your screen right now and we can proceed.
Okay, we start now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good afternoon to all of you. Hope, I mean, my voice yesterday it was complained that it was very low. And today definitely I will make sure that I have my own earphone from the office and then I got it through today and then no issues today. There should not be any audio issues today. Okay, hopefully. Okay. Yeah. Uh, Let us quickly, recap what I have shared yesterday. Okay, quickly let me explain you in a simple way. Basically, we all need to know what is ethical and unethical. That's more important because there is always a dispute or argument in terms of what is ethical and what is unethical. So that is the reason I given you a fundamental information of ethical and unethical yesterday with the example. We need to know what is ethical. For example, in a project, there are a 30-member team or maybe 40-member team or 100-member team. The project manager will ask you for your date of birth. Whether it is ethical? Yes. The project manager will ask your date of birth only for the purpose of celebrating the birthday celebration. That's the reason. That is the intention of your project manager. The same way the HR department of your organization will ask you your date of birth for the reason they want to keep record of your date of birth in terms of your terminal benefits and when is retirement and so on, your medical coverage, etc. So any data, any information about a person asked for the purpose of usage of proper manner, then it is ethical. Any information about a person asked for and usage of not a wrong way, then it is unethical. That's the way yesterday I explained to you about the what is fundamentally you need to understand a thin line between the ethical and the unethical. That's what yesterday. Good. Now let me get into the hacking. Hacking is more important nowadays. Everybody is talking about hacking. What is hacking? What is hacking? When the person got affected only he will know what is the meaning of hacking. Okay, now we are using lot of electronics and communication equipments. Our communication equipments got hacked through some mode. Okay, there are many mode of hacking is happening in this age, in this in this electronics age, I can say. Okay, good. So I explained you a simple way how the hacking will happen. Okay, hacking means what? I am stealing your information and I am using your information for some reason, whatever may be the reason, but I am stealing your information. It may be your financial data, or it may be your personal data, or it may be your financial application access information. All are called as a hacking. Okay. Now, I will come to the next stage of ethical hacking. Okay, what is ethical hacking? Okay, government of no any country, the governments and the intelligence and army, they are allowed to hack the information no flowing between sender and receiver for the purpose of safeguarding the interest of the country. Okay, I think you can understand what is ethical hacking. This is ethical hacking. The information hacked for the benefit of the country and safeguarding the interest of the country or safeguarding the interest of the organization, then it is a ethical hacking. At the same time, the same data should not be used for any other molecules way. It should be used only for the purpose of using proper way. Okay, that's a thin line to draw. Okay, then who can perform ethical hacking? Who can perform? Uh, government uh, government agencies, uh, not all, only classified agencies can access the data flowing from sender to receiver, but not allowed by all the agencies, only specific and a specific period and a specific time and a specific data only get hacked. Not all the data get hacked. Okay, you need to know that one. Okay, then yesterday, say simple way I covered about the Indian law. Everybody will talk about I have the right to speak. I have right to live in this country. I have my information should be protected. My privacy should get protected. Yes, your privacy should be protected. 100% it is correct. But at the same time, you are using the your right to speak, right to speech, sorry, right to speech or right to, you have the privacy, data privacy and the data protection. I want to securely have to be no problem. At the same time, when the information are not right way of usage, then the law will come into force of hack your information and use it to prevent the crime or any fraudulent activities. So here, based on the individual right to rights will be protected, data privacy will be protected, everything will be protected, but up to the level of using the data for the right way. Anyone using in the wrong way, it will get hacked, that will be monitored and analyzed. Then the government will take the appropriate action for that act. Okay, this is a basic fundamental I covered yesterday for the, because you some of you may be having more knowledge in that area, but still you need to know what is hacking, what is ethical and what is unethical, who can perform the hacking in a ethical manner. Nobody will do the unethical manner. Anyone do the unethical manner of hacking, then they will be punished under the Indian laws. Okay, this is what I covered yesterday. Now, yesterday when I explained hacking and some of the areas, I told you some of the very catchy word. You can intruder or a hacker can easily steal your information by way of capturing your string information flowing from your server to another server. That yesterday I am not used the name called server, but when you use any application, in that application, when you are passing your credentials, that will go as a string that will be captured by the hacker, and hacker will use that credentials and details for the benefit of good. That is a ethical hacking. If the person use that credentials for the fraudulent activities, considered to be unethical hacking. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, let us go into a little bit deeper of today's sessions in a deeper level. Okay, generally, if you ask the work environment of an organization will be generally, you all aware, there will be a network. Some of the computers are connected with the server, client server application. It will run within the server and the client. It will not get exposed to the internet in the public. Okay. For example, a payroll processing of an application for an organization. The payroll process of that organization, generally they try to run within the network. They will not expose to the outside of the world, outside of the organization, because it has got a very critical data. Those data are very sensitive. They will try to not expose to the outside of their organization or outside of the government. Okay. So this is a client server. Next, you know very well, web. Using the internet, the information can be flow from one place to another place that get networked. Okay. For example, you take our country, India. India has got the many states, and many applications will pass between one state to another state or one state to central government. So this is the way the network will be there. Central government will have its own server and network applications. That applications, some of them will run within the client server, some of them will run through the web. That is, you know very well what is a web. Okay, good. Now I'll come to the point of, I'm going to little bit deeper of the network. Okay. I don't want to explain you in detail what is a network and what is a topology of the network, whether it is a star. I don't want to go. I don't want to explain you what is a hub and what is a router. Those already it is there. Already you might have aware. Okay. Now the network between okay, I assume that one organization has got the office in Delhi, and they have the other offices in all over the India and also in abroad. First let us take within our nation. Okay, within our nation also there will be a internet service provider like Airtel or BSNL and many service providers. The network will be within the organization, will run through, you know very well, wireless network and the cable network. You can connect your server through your cable, and there will be a domain. There will be a specific IP, DHCP will be provided for some of the group, and there will be several domains. I don't want to say that one domain. There will be several domain in an organization. All will be connected through DHCP, your laptop, desktops, and everything, including the printer, scanner, and all the electronic media. This is number one. Number two, then some of the applications are done within that network client server, and some of them will be hosted in the network. Okay. Through the network, the ISP, the internet service provider, will give you the specific IP connected to that particular server, and that server will be connected to a particular domain. Through that domain, these users will access that particular application and run it through in the web. Okay, through their browsers, IE or Google or Firefox and so on. Okay, now I'll come to the point. If you go to any of your browser, it may be IE or it may be Google or it may be Firefox or any of the browsers. Through the browsers, what is the standard format, ASCII format, HTML format, and all, you know, correct? Basically HTML, DHTML, now XML, and the JSON format, you know, all mobile application and all. Now, what the intruders will do, how the hacking will be happen, that's a very interesting one for us to discuss here. Okay. Assume that I'm the intruder. Okay. You are going to use one application. I don't want, because I cannot show you either my company organization application or any of your application. I can take a common application of yahoo.com. Okay. Okay. You are using yahoo.com within your network. You are allowed to, you know, how the system administrator will set the firewall, and also how he set the, who can authorize to access what kind of application. That configuration will be done by the system administrator at the server level. Good. Now I am getting into the user allowed to go to the yahoo.com. Okay. How the intruder will always catch whenever I am accessing that particular site. Here it is a very sensitive. Let me just go to yahoo.com and I will show you as a hacker. I am a hacker. Okay. I run some of my routine through my job. I will go and say, this is a internet service provider IP given to particular domain or particular organization, and I will always go and catch what are all the sites the person is accessing, then what are all the areas in the application the person is moving out. From that, I will take all the data into my server. Then I will start analyze. I will search through IP addresses and the string of any username and password. If any username or password are exposed to in the link, then I will use that username and password to log in again into that particular application. Let me explain in a small way. Okay. Let me get into that. I will share you through another 1 second. Let me share my 1 second. Please wait in the line. Just wait. Let me go to the browser. Oh, sorry. 1 second. Let me share through my. Please wait. Okay. I logged in. Just 1 second. Let me sign out. Okay. Just wait for 1 minute. Nivedita, are you able to see my Yahoo site?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
100%.
Thank you very much. Okay, good. So, when from my company network, when I access the outside of my network, when I access any site, okay, it may be google.com, assume that I'm accessing my Yahoo, okay. The moment I access the Yahoo, so it will take me to this site, and then this is a URL. So my search engine will always go and first check what is the URL has been used by the particular user. Okay. Today, now I use Yahoo. Assume that you are using your organization application or any government agency application. Suppose you are going to pay an electricity bill. Then you will go to the Tamil Nadu electricity board site. Okay. Then the intruder will always go to the catch the information, and then he will come to more tools. Then there is a developer tool. Okay. When I use a developer tool, I will get this kind of information. Here, 1 second, let me move this here. You can easily see what is top is there and the information, then breakpoints. Okay. But assume that if I access into my information, you can easily check that now it is a very blank page. So I am not having any information here. It's a very, now you are seeing everything correct. So you can easily check animation and the clipboard control and everything. So now let in front of you, just I'm going to access my, assume that I am accessing my mail. Okay. Now, if you see here, now I will come to the control and then I will develop a tool. I will explain you how my information got stored and where. Okay. Now, if you come down here, the bomb break point, everything will be the listener. Okay. I use, okay. Now here, now if you just see the manage account and I see here, I think all of you can easily see my login page and there is a string has been given for my header and everything and my username what has been shown here as a Sampath Kumar TA, correct? I can easily get from the some of the strings here. Okay, I can encrypt from the frame. I will, when I download and the decrypt, I will get my what is my name and what is my username. It will come very easily. It will capture. Okay. Now let me go and I log in. So these are the activities done by the hacker by writing the program to capture the URL strings. Now I will come to URL. I told you the URL string. This is very, very important for a hacker. So I capture this here, login. This is the account challenge. This is the place my password got loaded. Okay. When I go and type my password, the hacker will, this will be encrypted and I will go next. My page will get loaded. Okay. The moment I entered my credentials, the hacker will capture and again, the same way the hacker will come and go to the and developer tools and he will capture the events here. There are the events here generally. Let me show you. It may take, okay. Let me tell you, some of the events will be there here. Okay. In this location only, I can easily, some of the services will run on the background and I will gather this. I will start here. I will show you one of the events. 1 second. Let me show you some of the events. From that, I can easily capture the information of my credentials. When I run on the background, I can easily generally we used to, for any browser, when I run here, I will get the breakpoint. Breakpoint will tell you where I got struck. Okay. So this is the way a hacker will just capture my credentials of name, username and password. Okay. This is, I'm telling you how the user will capture the string. This is called the string. And this is also, for example, this is also string, as else video and everything. So these are the strings. I will go and gather it and I will use it for my purpose. Okay. Now, intruder don't want all this information. He wants my credentials of username and password only. Okay. By getting my username and password, he will again log in into the site. He can do whatever he wants to do. That is what I am trying to say in my presentation. Yeah, intruder. 1 second. Let me share my PowerPoint and then I'll share. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. Good. So, intruder gather the data from the network. Network means the moment you are coming out of World Wide Web from your client server, that is, it is public. Okay. That public, I will scan through. Okay. For example, I'm the intruder. I am more particular about, I want to access any one of the financial institution, yeah, name called X. I will always write program in my server and I run through my script to gather information from the browsers, whoever accessing that financial institution X. I will download, keep it in my local, and then I will start analyze any one used username password. It is visible for me. It is easy for me to hexadecimal or ASCII character can be decrypted to English language, and then I can use it for my again to access to the same financial institution. This is the way intruder will first get the strings, and then it will get the data from the string. Okay, this is one part. There are several way of doing the network security breach. Okay, this is one method. Okay, what is another method is interception attack. Okay, how they can do. Okay, assume that my office in Delhi and my another office in Chennai. Sorry, someone wants to ask any question. Shall I continue? Shall I continue? Okay. Let
Yes.
me. Okay. And Nivedita, are you able to see my screen presentation?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let me go to the these are the several way of network security breach. Okay. Interception attack. Okay. I am attaching a file. I'm sending it to a one particular person. Okay. What the intruder will do, he will capture that attachment, he will download, change it to the another attachment and send it to the receiver. Receiver will receive the different document, either it may be corrupted or he may receive the different document. Okay, how it can be happen? Same way, the intruder will always bother about your credentials or how the communication happen between the receiver and sender. Just take the from the information and he will send it to the receiver. These are the some of the other area, catch the data from sender, modify and send, correct? And also the person will do the traffic analysis attack. Traffic analysis is very, very simple. Anyone can do in this world. Assume that radio frequency has been set for 1.8, okay, or 66.2. 66.2 radio frequency can be accessed by me, interrupted, and then what I will do, what kind of information flowing between receiver and sender and receiver at 62.2. What I will do, I will interrupt and send another information which is false. That will be get circulated and the receivers will receive and then modified information and they will start act on that one. This way traffic analysis will be done. Traffic analysis on the IP also will be done. This is radio communication and some of the frequency communication. Next one is IP related communication. Some of the very, very sensitive data transmission will happen between two IP addresses can be easily downloaded, that can be manipulated and then sent back to the receiver different string of information. So this is possible. And above all, I can say for example, huge data has been transmitted from sender to receiver. Okay. First day, I will scan the port. Then I will understand this port is sending more information to the receiver. What I will do, you know what is a port address, correct? 655, 478. Specific port will be there for each IP, static IP. The static IP key will be given by the service provider. So from the port, for example, you know all, correct? How you set your IMAP and the POP3, correct? When you want to receive your email, some of them will done through IMAP, some of them will do through POP3 and with the port address. With that port address and your domain name, correct? For example, example.com or example.in or example.org. Those are the domain name. You will get it from that. That particular port is opened to receive and send mail with the SSL, correct? Secure shocker layer with that username credential only authenticated, then only it will allow to send and receive the messages. This is for the email. Same way, some of the port are assigned for applications. I can touch upon a little bit technical. You all know what is Citrix server, correct? And Windows firewall. Windows server will have the firewall with the configuration of firewall settings. You will tell what has to be allowed, what not has to be allowed, and also you give some of the port numbers are open for some specific purpose. Okay, I will tell you what is a specific purpose. Assume that you want to configure one static IP to one port, and that port you want to open, keep it open to receive data or send the data. Okay, through that port you can send data and receive data. This is number one. Number two is, if any hacker scan your port is open and understood that this port is open, through that port he will try to send some malicious files or some exe file or some word file with the macros, correct? Excel file macros and all, you all know. Okay, the moment you open that Word or Excel or PowerPoint, which are included with the macros, Excel with the macros, or some of them run routine in the PowerPoint and Word file, the moment you open the exe file, executable file will run, it will quickly replace the file. Okay, that is the reason any organization, when they go for any server like Windows server or Linux server, there always be a patch. The patch and the upgrade. The patch is meant for, sorry, yeah, the patch is meant to for, the patch is meant to for whatever files are replaced by the molecular executable will be again replaced by the renamed files, so that the next time when the executable is run, it cannot go and search for the specific file. This anyone can do this one. Okay, I will give you one more example. Assume that I am in a application developer in one big project. Okay, I am working on one module. I am writing 10 ASPX files, or I am in a Java server page. I am writing. Okay, good. Then I know how the file will work and how the file will go and fetch the data from the database. Okay, I know. Okay, now I'm resigning from this organization. I am moving out of this organization. Now I will go out. Then what I will do, because of some dispute between me and the organization, what I will do is I will start scan the port of the organization. Whatever port is opened, I will inject the file name with a modified file name to go and replace in the server. So what will happen in the server, web path and all, correct? You all know how the web hosting will be done, correct? Your application. With that web path, I will go and replace the files. Then what will happen? Any transaction through that application is happening, when it is landing to the particular file, corrupted file, it will not proceed further. It will try to transact it, but the modified or renamed file will spoil the transaction and the application cannot run beyond that one, or the particular module cannot run beyond. This is the way a person who already worked in the organization or already worked in any government department, the person knows what are the files can be changed. He will go outside of the organization or outside of the company, will go and play a vital role as a unethical hacker. He can do, he or she can do, sorry. Okay, so this is the way the network security is more critical, should get monitored closely by the network administrator. There will be a network administrator always available in an organization. He is the only person create the domains and he maintain the username and password credentials. He only create, and whenever he is getting the notification that last working day of the person, he will immediately disable the credentials of the person. Furthermore, he cannot access applications of the organizations, and he maintains all the wireless network and cable network and all the IP addresses of the rest of the application servers. Okay, let me just go and go further deeper into that. Okay, so okay, now these are the areas how the intruder will get data from many places, and how there will be a passive and active attacker, correct? So previous one I told you is a passive, and this one is a active. When the person is active, he already got all the information with him. He will try to attack the server or attack the organization information technology by way of all these areas he can do, correct? So these are the some of the various areas the hacker will access the information of an organization or government agencies, and he try to manipulate the data. Okay, these are the areas, correct? Okay, let me give you some of the one more example that's more important. Okay, sorry, I will come, sorry. I will show you my one of the very vital area, how the network administrator will look into that, how the logs can be go through. Okay, one second, just wait. Let me go and sorry, sorry, it's a previous one. Sorry. Okay, one second. One minute. Oh, sorry, I just explore. Sorry. Um, uh, Nivedita, are you able to see my screen?
Not now, sir.
Nivedita? Nivedita?
Hello, sir. Not now, sir. I can see the folder where you have just kept your PPTs.
Oh, sorry, I don't know. Are you able to
Yeah.
see my?
Yes. Right now it is visible.
Yeah, it is
Uh,
showing that event viewer custom all
yes,
you're able
yes,
to view. Okay,
yes,
great.
yes.
Sorry, team. When I switch over from one place to another place, I missed it. Sorry. Okay, let me explain you. Any one of your laptop or desktop will have this feature to go and see what is happened to for your laptop or desktop. Same way, network administrator can easily use MST MGR. He can go and check in the server logs, correct? So if I want to be very what it calls I want to have a secured network, correct? The here you will get all the logs will be there. At what time which kind of resources I have used, what is the event ID, everything will be there. Okay. When I want to go further depth, I want to give you one more information. If you want to be a hacker, you should know how to develop an application, and you should know what is the networking, and you should know what kind of infrastructure you are familiar with. That's more particularly server side, correct? I'm using a word called infrastructure. It covers many areas. Okay, let me give you one example. First of all, you should know how to develop an application in terms of front end, in terms of database, in terms of server. These are the three areas. Okay. Next, you need to know what kind of operating system you are familiar with in terms of Windows Server or in terms of Linux Server or whatever SAP or mainframe and so on. Okay. This is the third one is very, very important. Okay. You should know what kind of administrative activities can be performed by the system. That's more important. Server will run many services. So each services has got the significant contribution for running the information technology. So for example, you want to know what are the applications running in my server, in my laptop or in my server. Either way, you can easily go and check from the Windows log like that. Hardware events you can easily check. What are the it's okay. It is let it come. Okay, now Intel I can see. So what is my Explorer at present is running on? Okay, then I can run through. So same way, particularly this is a SSH. Okay, you all know what is a SSH, correct? I mean, you may be knowing it, but I don't want to go in depth of SSH. Yes is generally administrative privileges where hash table, people used to call hash table. From that you can get many information from the server. Now I'm using my local laptop, but when I connect to my server, I can show you many administrative tool which runs and maintain the server. Okay, here this is the way you need to go and check your logs. Okay, for example, a hacker has got your username and password as admin or your username where you got the privileges to go and check the server. What he does, he will go and change some of the features here. He knows, okay, some of you may be knowing it. If you see this one, C drive uses lags, data, local packages is coming, correct? So if I'm an unethical hacker, I can easily change here. From here, I can easily change. If I change this, then the particular file will not work. It will give you problem. Correct? You all know what is kernel, I think, correct? It is kernel general, but sometimes it will be reserve will be there, and some of them is a hide information of the kernel will be there. I can easily go and so if I go help and take, so if I know what I need to change here, I can easily change and corrupt this my laptop as a hacker. Okay. So this is the way hacker will gain access to the through the open port. He or she will gain the access to the network. Then in the network, he will gather the URLs, site URLs, then log from that, string logs. From that, he will scan through, find out what is the credentials. Then he or she will access the server and change some of the files or corrupt the operating system or try to take the database details. Suppose I am running through Oracle database or I am having MS SQL database, MySQL database, etc. I can easily access into the database I can get into the master table, and some of the critical data I can easily pull out from the master table, use it for my fraudulence activities. Okay. This is the way the hacker will get into my laptop, my laptop and my server and my laptop, and gather the information and take it forward. Okay, I will come on the good ethical hacking. My company network administrator will discuss with the management. There will be a management security policy will be there. My company will say, my company information should not go out of my organization. Means some of the, for example, I am applying for a tender, my organization. The tender document preparation will happen for 1 month or maybe 2 weeks with a lot of valuable information, how the calculation happen and what are all my strength, weakness, everything will be put together, and then I will send it for my tender. So all this information is a company secrecy, should not go out of my organization. So I write a policy in the firewall through the network administrator. Any attachment going out of my organization should scanned. So the firewall, the network administrator will set the rule. Any attachment will going out of this organization. First, it will get scanned, and the scanning information are very, very critical. They will not allow the person to send the document outside of the network. The person cannot send the document. Okay, this is one. Same for receiving the document also, it will get scanned unless if it is any sensitive words mentioned in the file or in the document, then it will get abandoned. It will quarantined. It will not send to further to any of the users because it has got some of the very, very sensitive words. You all know when World Wide Web has been done in US in server, all the sensitive words are already in the dictionary. It is there. For example, if I use the word called bomb, B-O-M, bomb, it will immediately will get notified to the www. The server. Then somebody will search and check my activities. This is ethical because I'm using the BOMB bomb, so that whatever communication I'm going to start use from now, my communication will be closely tracked. So this is a ethical hacking. This can be done by organization or by any government agencies. Okay. So here, this is what I'm trying to say, how the network admin, how the hacker can get into your network through the port, open port, and how he can change the file or steal your data and use it for his purpose. This intruder unethical practice, but the same way for ethical hacking also will be done the same way. Any catchy word or any sensitive word mentioned in the dictionary of www word in the through the browser or within the network, in the domain, in the firewall, it has been mentioned, will get notified, and that information will be used for prevention of crime or prevention of fraud. Okay. With this, okay, next I'm going to my presentation. 1 second, let me go to. So let me go to my presentation. Okay. What has been left out? Okay. So, Nivedita, are you able to see my presentation? Correct?
No, sir, not
You're
yet.
able. Oh, given. Sorry, 1 second. Let me.
Every time we have to go to the share option, then we have to choose the page, what we have to show.
Correct. 1 second. I will.
Yes.
1 second. I'm extremely sorry. I'm extremely sorry. Okay. Now you are able to see.
Yes, sir. Yes. Now it is.
Okay. Yeah. So um, hacking is happening in many ways, and we are getting hacked every day, every minute, every second. Okay. These are the many ways the hacker is, both the ways, ethical and unethical, both are happening. Okay. Now, how to prevent? Next question will be, tell me somebody how to prevent. That's more important, correct? So organization or government agencies, as you know, discuss, and then they will come to a point of information technology is open for everyone. What our government or whatever my organization will do is, first they will say that, okay, somebody tell me how we can prevent this one. Okay, let me all get into the scenario of, prevention of, ethical or unethical hacking both. Okay, good. First we see, we do vulnerability assessment, what it means. Okay, any data, okay, for example, a data fetched from a table through SQL query, PLSQL query or SQL query. Okay, it will go and fetch the data of, okay, from the table. If the query is open, what will happen? Anyone can see from the browser, this is a username and password. Okay, now I am going to hide the data which are very sensitive to me. Those data will not get exposed to the browser unless otherwise it is get authenticated. Okay, now authentication. Nowadays, there are many ways. The a single sign-on is there, and Oracle has given many ways to log in, and even Windows has given the domain username and password, which is encrypted. Correct. So the encrypted username and password can be used to access the application or access the network. First, we will check whether our network, our domain is prevented by firewall, and there is a network security properly done. These are the assessment we do. Okay, assume that for an example, I'm using my laptop, correct? I'm accessing the my Yahoo or any Google, and I'm going to many sites. Okay, in that site there will be cookies. The cookies will always gather my information about me, what are the places I'm going, etc. Okay, that cookies may be third party or anyone using, a hacker is using it. He will download what are the places I have gone. He will analyze. If I am using my browser for financial transaction, he will be more interested for me. My closely he will watch me. Okay, good. So these kind of assessment we do for myself. Maximum I can go use an application, do the transaction, I sign out and come back. But an organization running the business, investing a huge amount of money with a risk of hackers. Okay, hacking, sorry. So the assessment will be done in terms of whether this application using front end, data layer, business layer, and then it is running within the secured or unsecured, HTTPS or HTTPB, but still both are under attack. Hackers are always performing attacking. So we cannot say because my application is secured HTTPS, my application is safe. No, my application running in HTTP public, whether it is safe? No. Anyway, hackers will always trying to access your application credentials and data and try to use it for fraudulent activities. Okay. Okay. This assessment organization and everybody will do. Number one. Okay. When the application has been developed, during the development period, the application will undergo penetration testing. Okay. You all know what is a penetration. I don't want to go now. In an elaborate way, what is unit test, what is integration testing, what is user acceptance testing, what is load testing. There are many testing variants are there, correct? The application should cross and successfully cross all the testing area, then only it has to come into the live for the user of for the use of users. Okay, so now in an organization will do security testing. There are certain tools available to scan the code and clearly give what are the queries are open, which are critical or high or severe, and what are the code or medium or low sensitivity that can be taken later, etc. There are scans are there, code scan. Okay, so I don't want to go in the depth of no performance testing, load testing, and but security testing is must for an application go live. Okay, in the security testing, the tool will run through the code, check what kind of if else loops are used, and what are the queries used to fetch data or check data available in the table. Queries should not get open, visible to the hackers. It has to run within the class or method. It should not expose to the front end. You know, some of you might have written a Java server code or no, even Python code run. Even though the Python run backend of the script, some of the queries will get open to the public, and you know how to crack also the code. Okay, so the penetration testing is must for application go into the live. Okay, in penetration testing, they will do black box, white box, and gray box testing. Okay, what is black box? Black box testing is uh, assume that I am the application user. Okay, a developer will develop a application, put it in the test server. He will ask me to do the black box test. I don't know what kind of no environment has been given there, and I know only the functionalities of the that particular application. I test, and I don't know. For example, when I give, for example, okay, I want to know if I invest 1 lakh, what will be my interest for a tenure? Okay, I will give only the value and find out, okay, how much it is coming, or whatever percentage and all will come. It will give you, okay, today if you invest 1 lakh, after 30 years, you will get this much like that. But the user don't know what is happening inside, correct? How it calculates, what kind of data it is calculating, that the user don't know. User just test and say that, okay, whatever it has been mentioned, I am satisfied. Okay, now white box. White box where a person know what kind of environment, what kind of database, everything he will know, and the user knows very well whether the query is going to fetching the data of 5,000 lines, 10,000 lines, or not. So the user knows exactly what is the code is performing also. The user know, and he does the white box test. Correct? Good. Gray box is a 50-50, we'll say generally. Gray box means yeah, we will call a tester. Some of the functionality, he know functionalities, but he don't know what is happening inside. He will test, and you know some of the functionality, you know how it calculate, how it give the data, and where it stores, and how it can report can be downloaded, use it for change and upload, etc. So the gray box testing is a 50-50. Okay, and finally come to the point of application security. The application security is compared to what you call penetration testing. Applications is more sensitive. Okay, I'll tell you what is application security. Good. There are users given permission as an admin module. What will happen? You will always use the simple username is standard, but a simple password. You will always try to share to other people, and the other person will easily use that admin module username and password. He can change anything, whatever he settings, correct? You know, admin module is very, very sensitive to uh, based on the user, what kind of module a person can access and what type of functions he can do. Some of the data are marked. It cannot be changed, but admin can give rights to changing the master data also. So this is the application security, one of the breach. So simple password, number one. Number two, sharing the password. This is another, this is very, very sensitive. The application security breakthrough is happening through the sharing of password. How we can find out is, generally in the session, we used to track the in a table how many times username and password has been come through the IPs and all. Sometimes we used to see one username password used thrice same time from different IP. Then we will send communication to them. You should not do like this. At any given point of time, you have to access this application because these are very, very sensitive applications. Okay, my Yahoo, I can access through my laptop and also I can access through my mobile. When I access through my mobile, so it is between me and Yahoo. Yahoo say, okay, it is your problem, your mail, you are seeing it. So no, you are going to impact. But on the other side, if some of the financial modules or some of the accounting or HR, some of the applications are very, very sensitive. If it has been sometime the network administrator assign the application to the particular IP only, HR manager or no accounting account manager, account head, financial CFO, they can access their application only from particular IP only. That application cannot be accessed from any of the IP. If any of the anyone, any hacker, ethical or unethical hacker, trying to access that application from any other IP, it will get notified to this network immediately. It will go to the management level of escalations, and they will block that IP, that user. So these are the applications, some of the very sensitive information for the application security, safeguard the application security. Then I will come to the cyber security. So the moment I use a name called cyber security, you all know easily you will say that we all know what is cyber security today. It is happening and how it is happening and all. There are many incidents are happening in cyber crime, and how the cyber security more essential for an organization. Each and every organization and each and every government organizations are spending more time on how to prevent or how to safeguard their applications, data, etc. from the cyber crime. So cyber security, I will come to you on the next slide and then explain you how this can be. Yes. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Good. How the cyber security is, is a bigger chapter, but I can touch upon some of the very sensitive area. How the information between some of the some applications are very open. You can do whatever you want, correct? But at the same time, the data or information has been hacked by some of the hackers. Use it for good, it is good. But use it for bad or best for fraud, it's very, very sensitive. Okay. Very, very, you all know how the credit card data captured by the hackers and use it for their fraudulent activities or how they are doing the crime, correct? So cyber security and sending some emails, correct? The emails with not good, bad emails to the some of the people, and sending the bad images to the some of you. These are all cyber crime. So each and every organization is thinking more about how to prevent this cyber crime by way of cyber security. That's the way, I explained when any information flowing into the organization through the open port, and organization always scan those information, any attachment or any information comes with some of the catchy words, that those emails will get blocked from the sender and also from to the receiver. Okay, these are the some of the cyber security crimes are how to prevent also happening through the our network administrator of the organization. Okay, good. Next, I'll go you. See, you all aware. I don't want to go in depth of what is CCNA and explain. No, the Cisco invented. I want to use a name called invention, and they have first they come out with a router and a hub and everything. You all aware how it is grew and all. Okay. Network management system also come by developed by the Cisco. Now Cisco then CCNA is a certificate and a certificate of network and see where I want to explain is it's a very sensitive, correct? Each organization, bigger organization, whether it is bigger or smaller, better to have the CCNA certified person, because the certified person knows what kind of infrastructure can be used for an organization, how to prevent hacking, how to keep data secured, how to take the data backup, how to keep the data secured. All the information the person who undergo the course of the Cisco network, he will aware, he or she, I don't know how you say he means gender, no, he or she, okay. The job of here I given some of the very how the network security, cyber security, how this can application security can be taken care by the CCNA person. This is the way. So yeah, okay, assume that somebody is talking to me, can you tell me which router is best for me with a firewall I can use for my application? Okay, I am not certified person, so what will happen? I will take a certified person to research, analyze and tell me which router or which hub or what kind of network topology I can have, so that it will be secured, my data is backed up well. When anything happened to my server or anything happened to my cloud, at least my data is secured, application can be rebuilt and I can start use without any impact of hackers. Okay, so then network administrator knows all these areas and he definitely do all kind of which are useful for an organization I can use. Okay, for example, prevent access virus intrude by setting up firewalls. Firewall setting itself is a very challenging thing. For example, in one firewall setup, I can prevent intruder to access my applications. Even though my username password using through the open port is coming, but I always go through my security breach. I will immediately find out, okay, this file has been changed today by this username and password. I immediately block. I will ask a person to change the password. I will block this person. So this is a way a certified network administrator can perform and safeguard interest of an organization and the interest of the government agencies. Okay, some of these areas this way he or she can perform. That's CCNA. Okay, when you want to have prevent unethical hacking, you need to have the good network administrator, network administration, which is going to give you network security, application security, prevention from cyber crime by having the cyber security. Okay, you all know, correct? Yeah, always your username, password. Your password has to be changed in 30 days, 60 days, or 180 days, or 60 days, like that. Same way, application access, you will have a different kind of password, username and password. So that also will get what you call changed once in 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. And one more important thing is the password should consist of lowercase, uppercase, number, ASCII number, and it should not even referring your name in a simple way. I cannot use my password as Sampath123. No, it will not, the network admin will not accept your my password as a Sampath123. It should be, yes, should be capital, and because I'm using the name, it will say you should not use your name. Either I have to use some other name. Suppose I'm using name JO, correct? It will accept, okay, with a combination of number and ASCII values, okay. So these kind of setup can be done by the network administrator only. Even developer cannot do, or any database administrator cannot do, or no, company, any other company top executives or developer, nobody can do, project manager, nobody can do. Only network administrator can safeguard interest of an organization in terms of network security and application security. This is what I'm trying to say here. Okay, next. I'll go to next one. Okay. You all easily come across through web, and then you can collect the information about all these things very easily. Very easily you can get the information. But what I'm trying to say here is network security is more sensitive for an organization. Next is information security. Next is communication security. All these company will have the policy. Once in 3 months, once in 6 months, or once in a year, a company will always undergo security audit. There is a standard of like a 27001 security audit will be done. For example, I cannot write my username, password, and leave it in my table. That is also against to the security policy of an organization. Okay, so this is a way a company should have. What kind of network security for an organization should have, the policy should be created, and that should be followed by the network administrator and the organization employee, and then audit should go once in 3 months to 6 months to 1 year. So this is one part. Second part, information security. The information security is the next part of an organization, backbone of an organization. Okay, what kind of information can go out of an organization? What kind of information should not go out of that? That's more sensitive. The policy will always be there. Attachment particularly, correct? For example, a company has got the contract worth of 5 billion. That contract work assignment should not go out of the organization. Suppose I am getting that contract and then I am attaching and saying that is not allowable. The firewall will automatically filter, and it will reject sending that mail. Okay. Apart from that, database. Okay, you all know what is the data sharing agreement between the countries, correct? For example, you all know what is Asia Pacific, and EMEA, and Latin America, and Americas, correct? In between these areas, suppose I am working in Asia Pacific here, we have our data sharing agreement, data security policy. I cannot send data from Asia Pacific to EMEA region. There is a firewall, correct? Unless otherwise, my organization had a data sharing agreement with the organization in EMEA, I should not send any data to the EMEA, correct? Those kind of security policy strictly implemented by an organization, and also EU Council and America Council and Asia Pacific Council and so on. Okay, the reason behind this one, the information consists of financials, which are more critical for the transfer of information. You all know, I mean, you all know how the credit card has been used. Yeah, yeah, European credit card has been fraudulently used in India for the purchase of some crime has happened. The only problem is the European credit card will not get the OTP when the person is traveling to India. Correct? Now, nowadays, even the European, for example, American Express credit card can be used in India with the number security code given in the backside as well should be entered by the person. He should not give the credit card to the person, go and do whatever he want. So this is the way the data sharing agreement has been signed between the countries, and the data should not flow from one region to another region without having the data sharing agreements. Okay, these are information security strictly followed. Then communication security. Communication security in terms of sending email, attachments, and with the malicious executables, these should not be, either it should get into my system or it should not go out of my system. Both ways it is no, restricted. So communication security policy will be drawn by the organization and strictly they follow. Okay. Now I will go to the cyber crime. It's very how the what kind of ways the cyber crime is happening at present. These are the ways, I mean, what are the different types of actions considered to be cyber crime? Unauthorized access, injecting virus. I think you all know what is virus, correct? How virus created and how it get injected to the network or to the OS to corrupt, and then the prevention method taken, then patch will be do, then upgrade will go. So next time the files will get replaced by looking the renamed versions and so on. Okay. Then damaging application. This is very simple. That's what I explained in the first time. I worked on a particular project and I know how the web app has been hosted, and I will change my file, and when the application run, it will prevent application to run further. Okay. Then capture of data I explained you, and stealing the data of the some of the users and use it for fraudulent activities. Okay. Prevention also, it's very common, but there are many way of preventing the cyber crime. Okay, these are all very sample, but you all know, correct? If I download a third-party tool, that third-party tool come with the executable that will run the routine. It will fetch data, all the data from my local laptop or my server. It will get populated to another server for analysis and doing some fraudulent activities. So these are the some of the way, we better not to download any third-party tools and any applications, etc. And also prevent crimes and I mean unethical access to our server, and then data stealing, etc. Okay, so from here, sorry, this is my last slide, and now I want to give it to you over to you for any questions. If I try to answer your question, otherwise I will note down and then I will answer next day. Nivedita, now over to you.
Yes, sir. So participants, you all are in the panelist link group, so you can unmute yourself for asking any kind of your doubts to Sampath sir directly here. So go ahead.
I stop sharing
Yes.
to for the benefit of panelists to ask me questions.
I think the participants are more from the West Bengal Electronic Development Corporation Limited. So 70 number of participants are there from. Mm, not all of them have joined, but I think they can unmute themselves and they can ask anything what Sampath sir is trying to address your queries.
Yes, yes, Nivedita.
I think we have one more session left for tomorrow's session. So, sir, will you be able to take it in the first or second half?
Second half will be better.
Okay, 3 p.m. then next. Tomorrow we will have the 3 p.m. session. So all of the
Yep.
participants are hereby informed that tomorrow we will have the same session at 3 p.m. So the rescheduled link will get you by your mail, register email ID, and we will also have the question answer session after tomorrow's session also. And all the recordings and the material, ebook material will be provided you also through the registered mail ID. So we may stop it here. We may wrap up here. Sir. Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Yesterday we were facing an audio clarity issue, and today it is quite even better. So thank you so much for your efforts, and thank you so much for participants attending here. And thank you, sir. See you tomorrow. Okay.